Hello, friends. Welcome. Welcome. It's so good to have you here. Today, I want to introduce you to the next level, the next evolution of my coursework, the evolution of me, really. This is so exciting to be able to talk about it from a space of deep knowing and deep empowerment and transformation. Because ultimately, what I have learned about evolution is that it's safe because I'm safe. I love me. You are safe in your transformation because you love you, or hopefully you're getting to that place. It takes a little bit of time and practice, but ultimately, I can trust that this evolution in my craft, in my skills, in my ability, in my business is going to serve you. This is where we get to go, and this is the kind of discussions we get to have, the things we get to feel into. When we start to learn that the ideas, the desires, the drive that we have toward something is because the universe is literally wanting to co create through you. It is literally what the universe is trying to do. The universe is this big, here I go on a tangent, but I can't help it. The universe is this source, it is this hum. I like to think of it as like this science of hum, this energy that sits behind everything that you see. When you open your eyes and you see life, that's not source. Source is the energy behind it all. It's the space that the universe is expanding into. It is the thought source. It is the intelligence that is behind everything you see. And that's why it's so important to know that when you have an idea, when you have this like, whoa, vision of, oh my goodness, that's the world I see that I want. That's the vision I have for my future, for my family. That's the spiritual step I want to take. That's owning my spiritual powerhouse inside. And that's how I want to bring it forward. When you get a taste of those, that's source speaking to you. You see, you have, and this is Kim's ideas, okay? This isn't like science. You can't look this up in a textbook anywhere, at least a neuropsychological one or anything like that. But I believe that every single human being comes equipped with certain skills, certain beliefs, certain ways of being in the world that lie latent in your DNA. Call these genotypes, call them phenotypes, I don't know. But I think that each person is particularly made to bring through an idea into this world by their speech, by their way of being, by their artistry, by their music, by their soul. And because of that particular skill set that they have, the universe, that hum, that source in the background, is an intelligence that needs a particular type of person with a particular skill set to bring an intelligence, an idea, a thought to life. That is what life is. That is what everything is. The reason life exists, I believe, is because that source, that hum, that ooey gooey intelligence that is the universe. And I don't mean like wooey energy, crunchy granola hippie kind of ooh, the universe. I mean the fucking shit matter is made of. Like that stuff. The real stuff. The real stuff this world is made up of is in its own way an intelligence. And it is seeking. It's expressing. It has this big desire to express through creation. That's why evolution, that's why animals, that's why plants, that's why the genus and the species, that's why you and I, that's why anything that's on this planet right now with us. What's the point? You ever stop and think about that? Man, we're getting really deep in this episode, but if you ever stop and think about why? And maybe it's just that there's a beautiful expressive force that's consistently in the mode of creating. And it needs the people, the source needs you with your specific skill set to make it real, to actually manifest it. This is what I mean by, and this is when people say you're co-creating with the universe. It's not just like a nice kumbaya thought. It is legitly like, oh, no, no, no. You are the person for this thought. Whatever dream and desire you just had, you are the person for it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had that thought. Albert Einstein once said that your dreams, your imagination, are preview of things to come. Let that sink in for a second. Your imagination is a preview of things to come. Because what you think, the thoughts you have, the dreams you have, the inspirations you have, are literally meant for you to have. It's why I always jokingly say, but I'm serious, like if you were meant to be an astronaut, you'd be having thoughts about outer space. You'd be having deep-seated desire to get your ass in space on a rocket ship and study other planets. You'd be taking scientific classes now. I don't care what your age is. You'd be like, halt this current curriculum. My life's going over here and everyone's going to think you're crazy, but you're like, this is what I'm meant to do. You guys all know that feeling. You've all had that moment in your life where your life was headed in one direction and then suddenly you feel very stirred, very called to represent a whole other way of being. And you trust it. You don't even know why. You just trust it. You just go for it. Sometimes we do that with career choices. Sometimes we do that with people. Like we fall in love with this other type of person that ends up being like so perfect for you, but no one saw it coming, not even you. Sometimes it's with, hobbies. Maybe you're into golf and then suddenly you take a big 180 and you're into skydiving and people are like, what is this version of you? And you're like, I'm just really understanding that finally the thoughts that I have about skydiving are for me. That the thoughts I'm having about writing that book, the thoughts I'm having about launching that course, the thoughts and the passion I have about, really, I don't know, like speaking to youth about this feeling, this thing, those are actually designed for you. The universe is seeking people who can carry out the mission. Now, here's the thing. And this will turn us around to the discussion of what is the diamond frequency, because that is all about today's discussion, all about today's topic. What is this upcoming coursework? What is this upcoming body of work? Really, it's a body of work called diamond frequency. Well, the thing about the universe and co-creating with it is that the universe has zero allegiance to you bringing an idea about. That sounds a little harsh, I know, but the universe has a job to do, and it's to create. And it's going to do it through you, or it's going to do it through someone else. Now, you might be scratching your head. You're like, well, I thought it was me because I had this specific skill set. Yes. But the really cool thing and the abundant thing about the world is that you're not the only one with amazing skill sets. We all have these gifts. Yes, we're all a little unique. We all have different ways of expressing it, but the universe will find another person to get its idea out and through. That's why you'll be like, oh my God, I got this amazing idea. And then you'll be like, oh my God, it's already out there. Or you hold it for a month or two and then boom, you hear about someone else doing it and you're like, shit, there goes my idea. And then we slip into scarcity mindset, or we slip into, competitiveness. But no. What's really happening there, or what did happen, was you weren't ready for whatever reason. And we don't have to call it bad, and we don't have to make it worse, or we don't have to call ourselves out and shame ourselves here. We're ready when we're ready. But at some point, you do have to ask yourself, am I holding myself back? Am I in my own way? Or am I actually seeing for the first time and believing for the first time that my thoughts are made for me? My dreams, my desires, my imagination, my beautiful imagination, your beautiful imagination is meant for you. It's a preview of what you could do. It's a list of possibilities. And when we see someone else do our idea, it's very easy to slip into scarcity. I know. I've been there. It's tough not to some days. I really do understand. But I think that this way of framing co-creation with the universe will get you out of that like feeling of it's my fault and making it about you. Instead going, "Oh, okay, universe. No, I get it. I was kind of dragging my feet and I was making up all these excuses as to why I can't, why I can't, why I can't. And, I was really bringing in old Kim energy, and that was the frequency I was vibing in. And you know what? I needed to really be in new Kim frequency, which is all about this other skill set and all about this other ambition. And yeah, like that's probably where you needed me to go. And I didn't. Okay, but next time I have this incredible feeling, I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to pass it by because there will be another time. There always is. The universe isn't like one and done with you. The universe is consistently speaking to you through your unconscious mind, through your DNA, through what you eat, through what you listen to, through the sunset, through your breath. The world and its beautiful creative force is consistently trying to communicate with you. Your conscious mind will give you these wild ideas. Your unconscious mind will give you even more wild ideas. And, if you're not used to this, if you haven't heard this type of conversation before this topic, you're going to ignore it. You're going to ignore it. But those thoughts were meant for you. You have the skill set, you have the tools already within you to bring that idea to life. The universe is counting on you. You've already been voted in. There's no getting ready at that point. That's the other beautiful part of this is that instead of waiting around going, okay, I've got this incredible idea, but I need to get ready. I need to get my next degree. I need to look at this first. I need to take that person's course. I need to really, level up my skills. I mean, that might be true, but that's not going to make you more ready. You're ready the moment you have that thought. You're ready the moment you feel inspired. And this is part of the work that we get to jump into inside of Diamond Frequency is we don't make moves when we're ready. We make moves when we feel the desire. And that's because being ready isn't required. It's an illusion. It's not realistic. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be moved. You need to be moved with desire and passion. You don't even need to know how to do it. You just need to know you can and that you want to. This is empowerment times 10 because it's not just about you saying, I'm ready and I'm here and I'm empowered. It's about you consistently understanding that you're being chosen by this magical source. Consistently chosen. You are. You're so powerful and you're so beautiful and you're so ready to do this work. Oh, there's that word. Shoot. It's even a part of my vocabulary. I'm still doing the work to rid it. You know what I mean. I mean, you can use the word ready, set, go, right? We don't have to like hate on the word ready. But in the context of, I got to get ready, these excuses we say to slow ourselves down. What if there was a place inside of you that always felt ready? Like what you think ready is, what if that space already exists? Because really, when we say we want to get ready for something, what does that mean? Preparedness comes to mind. What about you? Preparedness and confident. Ready is preparedness and confident and capable, at ease, and there's all these other just adjectives that might start to pop up that are like secondary and tertiary to that primary of I'm confident and I'm capable. That space of feeling confident and capable already lives inside of you. It already exists. This is the original pulse of who you are. This space that's ready slash capable and determined and steadfast is already alive inside of you. We just haven't tuned into it in a little bit. Or maybe you have tuned into it, but you're also still tuning into the I gotta get ready frequency. I gotta, compare myself. I gotta measure up to these other people that are doing their thing and bringing their gifts into the world. What if you really were able to just trust that you were chosen to do and bring those gifts, that dream, that vision, that goal that you have, that imagination you have? What if it really could happen? What if you were really the one to bring it to fruition? Because you are, and because it is possible. In fact, in maybe next week or the week after, I think it's next week, I'm going to be talking about which timeline you're on and which frequency you're tuning into when it comes to the version of you. And this is really important to understand because oftentimes we will have our imagination burst with an idea and we'll get really excited, but we're viewing that through the old us, the outdated version of us. And the outdated version of us, of course, she can't handle that. She's nowhere near ready to go. And even to some degree, the current you isn't ready for that. But that's because your imagination and what's so wild and breathtaking about it is it's showing you things you haven't seen yet, right? It's showing you the future. And so we need to match that visualization with the same energy and the same intention and the same frequency of our future self who's doing that thing in the future. So we can't manifest, we can't bring our dreams to fruition, our future dreams, our future goals on the current technology, the current body, the current mind, the current way of being, the current way of thinking, the current way of acting. It just won't happen. Otherwise, you would have done it already. So the really cool thing we get to do and the way we get to play in diamond frequency is looking at, okay, well, which frequency are you tuned into? Whose frequency are you tuned into? Are you even tuned into your own? Or are you tuned into your mom's, your dad's, your significant other, your child, your former child self? Are you tuned into these old, outdated versions of you? Are you tuned into the media too much? Are you tuned into social media too much? Whose energy are you in right now as you decide, oh, I can't do that? And whose energy would you need to tune into to say, oh, I can do that and I will? That's where we get to head inside of the diamond frequency. The diamond frequency is your most authentic, fullest, unapologetic expression. This isn't the expression that hurts people because, oh, I'm unapologetic. We're not saying go ahead and be a rude bastard because, well, I'm in my diamond frequency. This is still coming from the heart. This is still coming from ahimsa for all my yogis out there. This is still coming from compassion and love. So the diamond frequency is also very much your state of alchemy, your state of compassion and love within you. And when we start there, when we start with ahimsa, when we start with love, we then get to move quickly into truthfulness or satya. Satya is the other Sanskrit word for truthfulness. What and who am I? What is the truth about my beingness? My beingness, what is true about her? And from the seed of love that's implanted in me, that's always there. What happens when you reference that? that diamond frequency, the seed of compassion and love inside of you. What happens when you reference that place inside of you everywhere you go? It's the difference between having a tough conversation and turning away. The diamond frequency is the difference between standing up for yourself and other people versus saying, I'm not comfortable in that situation. Diamond frequency is about vocalizing your truth. Diamond frequency is about standing up for others who cannot stand up for themselves. Diamond frequency is about your artistry, your passion, your music, your voice, your drawing and your artistry, your design abilities, your ministry and spiritual abilities. Diamond frequency is about your ability to lead a group of women or people or individual toward their highest expression, toward healing. Diamond frequency is about you healing yourself, but it always comes back to you. What do you think? What do you desire? What do you want? What do you see in your mind's eye? What do you see? What can you imagine is possible? And can you trust that? Well, of course you can. Because when you're in the diamond frequency, there's nothing but trust. There's nothing but love. So it's a practice, okay? It's a practice. We orbit around it a little bit. And there's some phases, there's some other frequencies that come up that are telling us, hey, we're getting a little bit closer and closer to your most authentic, original, ancient source inside of you. And I say ancient because this is also pulling and tugging on the roots of our ancestry. The diamond frequency is ours, but it's also a part of our heritage, our roots, our lineage, our ancestry. And so where do we get to go then with our ancient voice? Where are you getting to peel back the lid and looking into, where wealth stopped in your family? That's a big one for me, where wealth ended and where I'm now picking it back up. Where do you get to look at where trauma was in your family and how that's been passed on, and where you get to finally heal that and look at it and love it? Love it as in love on it and heal it for yourself and for the rest of the lineage that comes after you. You get to go first and you get to do it with your own voice, your own representation. You become, with the diamond frequency, you become the reference point for your life. Why I want to do this work is because I consistently, in my coaching of other women, one-on-one and in masterminds and inside of the Rise Revolution and inside of MMM and inside of Manifesting Mastery and anything I've done, I consistently see the same issue with women. And that is, we all reference other people as our point of power. I see it with men too. I see it with non-binaries too. It's probably a human thing and not really a woman thing. But I work specifically with women, so I'm talking about it in terms of women. Women tend to reference everything else and ask it for permission. Women tend to say, hey, money, am I powerful? Hey, partner, am I sexy? Hey, job, am I talented enough? Hey, social media likes, am I good enough? How's that going for you? Right? It's a bad spot to be in. It's a natural spot to be in, but we actually get to look inward at that now. We actually get to pause and say, is this really how I want it to be? Because you do get to choose. And this is about choice. This is about choosing you finally. This is about you re-choosing you, because you probably have chosen you before in the past and it just didn't work out well. We got our heart broken. We were disappointed. We were really let down, or we let others down. There's shame. There's all these real human things that have happened to us that we get to finally say, you know what? But I'm going back and I'm still going to choose myself again. Because when you do and you reference yourself, you reference your own desires, your own wisdom, your own knowing, we actually get to take action then. We actually step forward into our ideas. And what was once a fantasy becomes reality very quickly. because we realize it is for us and we're the ones to carry it out. So, diamond frequency, as it is now, is going to be a 6-month spiritual and energetic entrepreneurial, it's a hard word sometimes, mentorship program. So if you are sitting here listening to this or watching this and you identify as a spiritual baddie, you're on fire, passion with spirituality, yet you're a householder, you got a job, you got kids in some instances, you got a partner, you got a roof over your head, you have responsibilities, you're going to school, but you know you're a spiritual powerhouse. You know you have gifts and an interesting way at looking at the world. And you've had an interesting life too. And you've got stories woven in there, stories of hardships and overcoming, stories of endurance, empowerment, stories of heartbreak, but resiliency. And you're ready to step that forward and tell the world about it. If no one's told you, then you're a spiritual leader. Let me be the first to say that again. You're a spiritual leader. It might be time to start leading. And you might decide from that it's going to be a business, and you can start to let money and wealth circulate through your channel of love and your soul powered business. Or you decide you're just going to do it for free, and it's going to be the exchange of time and knowledge is the currency you're going to be exchanging. Either way. Or maybe you decide that you're just going to tap into it more for yourself. You really want this to be about giving yourself permission to finally own who you are and get curious about what would having a business in this realm look like as a full-time yoga teacher with a membership setup and an app and in-person trainings and a yoga teacher training and retreats and etc. What would it look like to be a seer who's offering tarot card readings, who's also offering soul readings, who's doing spreads at different situations, coming into corporate events, maybe coming into bridal showers, maybe coming into couples, right? And doing some sort of couple engagement, couple work. I'm just throwing some random things out here. What if your soul powered business was about leading women through sexual trauma? What if it was about having dance circles, which one of my clients in the mastermind, Rise Mastermind, is doing right now so successfully? There are plenty of opportunities here inside of the diamond frequency to own your gifts, your multifaceted gifts. And so diamond frequency is for the woman who wants to move into that space more and own it from a very authentic place. Diamond frequency is also for the woman who already has a soul powered business and is in 1 or 2 years. And maybe you've been dabbling here and there, but you haven't really found your consistency. Maybe it's a side hustle and you want it to become a full-time job, a full-time career. You can do that. I'm an example of that. I'm doing it right now. So let me show you how to do that in your way, though, your unique way. Or maybe you want to keep it a side hustle, but you want to steady up the income and you want to feel more confident because you feel like, well, sometimes I run out of ideas, Kim, and I start to copy other people and I really don't want to, but I kind of just, I know I got to pay the bills. I'm struggling to make it work. And that stress of needing money is coming in, needing clients is coming in, and it's kind of making it no fun. I've been there. And so we get to then work on and massage the energetics of your business to make sure that you're supporting yourself and always coming from a place of overflow and coming from a place of abundance and love, and working that mechanic into your approach on social media and working that into your emails, working that into your social media content, working that into how you show up in person with clients. Because people can sense that neediness versus I'm good right where I'm at in my frequency. And I'm meeting you in your diamond frequency. And I trust that this interaction is going to work or it's not. But either way, that's your path and this is mine. So there's a whole switch in energetics that we get to do. And then also inside of the diamond frequency, we will look at the actual strategy of your business. In last week's podcast, I talked about the thing that I remember that I'm awesome at. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to actually make a spiritual blueprint, what I call spiritual or energetic scaffolding or energetic architecture of your business. It's like building a house. And we want your customers, your students, or your clients, however you refer to them, to find the front door, first of all, and be able to walk in and walk around and know which room to go in for what, and the overall experience of your house and what the benefit is of being in each room and how to climb the stairs, like how to go up and find you, so that in every moment they are really acquiring more and more skills to get them along the what's called a client ascension path toward their highest purpose, guiding them toward their highest yes, guiding them into their diamond frequency as well. So diamond frequency is that 6-month energetic container mentorship program with me that's for the spiritual powerhouse who's ready to launch your business. Even if you're unclear, we're going to get you clear. Or it's meant for the spiritual leader who's really already the emerging entrepreneur who's already in business but wants to steady out that income, wants to build a more authentic presence, and really stop worrying so much. Get out of her own way and show up in that beautiful, like, oh, powerhouse vibes. That's really what's going to attract the wealth. That's really what's going to attract the love. That's what's going to attract that deep satisfaction. And that's really what this is about. Diamond frequency, you guys. I have such deep satisfaction. My life is filled with creativity, and it's filled with me doing exactly what I want when I want to. And it's filled with empowerment. So I'm also not doing the things I don't want to do if they don't serve my business. Like taxes, yeah, I mean, I've got to do that. It's not my favorite thing to do, but actually, I have flipped the script and I love doing taxes now, which is really funny. But there was a point where I didn't like doing that back end stuff, but I knew it served the mission, it served my why. And so it became easy and enjoyable to do because I became more easy and enjoyable. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to meet you. If you feel like this resonates and you're ready to do this work, if you're ready to scale your business into a more authentic territory and really understand and hold. Oh, yeah, that's the other part. I want to bring that through right now. We're not just going to learn how to do something, you're going to learn how to hold it because that's a critical part of your energetic confidence in your healing and success while you actually do your business. Because you get to do both. You get to have a business while you heal yourself. That's how powerful this work is. We don't have to wait. Remember, you don't have to get ready. You don't have to be fully healed to do the work, to share it with others. You get to go now and do it all. So what we have to do is sort of pull the blinds back and look at where we're energetically blocking ourselves from actually having a hell of a fun time and being very successful and very productive, all while being discerning and really knowing who you are and referencing that point inside of you, that diamond frequency, always with every decision you make. And the great news is it gets easier with time. It's a little challenging at first. That's why I'm going to teach you the techniques, energetic, and the actual tactical skills to hold that energy so that you can become her with a capital H. Become that woman. Become that spiritual powerhouse that is that next level for you, that attracts the most amazing, soulful, soul-powered clients to be with you, and that they desire you. You're the person for them. And it's actually working with those individuals. And we'll talk about this inside of Diamond Frequency, working with the right individual will charge you up. You won't feel like it's work at all. It actually becomes your elixir. It becomes a supercharge of energy to work with the right soul powered and soul aligned clients. But before we attract them in, You've got to hold your power. Yes, you've got to hold it. You've got to hold it. And I'm going to be right there by your side, and the community will as well, to go through this together, because it's not easy work, but it's really great work. And it's necessary work to get you to the point where you're saying yes to these crazy ideas that you have, but really you're saying yes to your full spiritual power, that the universe will have you and decide it wants you to bring about and create into this world. So I'm so excited to dive in with you. I cannot wait to see you inside of the Diamond Frequency. If that's you, I know I'll see you inside. Diamond Frequency is going to be starting in March, and enrollment will be, it's open right now. You can jump in at any point. Details will be coming out soon in email, but you can message me. I'm on Instagram. Kim is Manifesting. Find me on Instagram, message me. Hey, I'm interested about the Diamond Frequency. Or just give me the diamond emoji and I'll know what you need, and I'll send you the PDF. And the PDF has all the juicy details about the program, including pricing. What I want you to know right now before I close out this episode is that if you do sign up for Diamond Frequency, MMM, the Manifesting Mastery membership, comes right along with it. So you are getting a lot of value wrapped right into it. And the great thing is you can start MMM at any point. You don't have to start when we start. You'll have a full 6 months to watch MMM. So we start in March. Diamond Frequency does, and that's a 6-month program. So you can get your feet wet inside of Diamond Frequency a little bit, pulse with it, enjoy it. There's not a lot of time commitment, a lot of value, but not a lot of time commitment. We don't need to be in the lab all the time in order to get a high yield on high value. That's one of the reasons I have this a 6-month program, is because I want you to live in these teachings a little bit. I want you to learn a little and then live in it and breathe it and understand it and work the kinks out while we're still in that chapter before we move on to the next. So it's a nice slow pace, a beautiful pace for that reason, because we don't need to rush it. The world wants you to rush everything, right? But we're not going to rush it. Your spiritual progress is right on time. It's on divine time. It always is, always has been. So let's not rush things. And then at the same time, you also get access to MMM, which starts, by the time this comes out, it's already started, but you can jump in at any point. MMM is only 4 months long, meaning I will only be holding the space for 4 months, but you will have additional time past that to consume and watch and digest all the MMM content, which is really great because you're getting all the neuroscience and physiology and the blueprint and the foundation inside of MMM to really honor and worship and get excited for your gifts. And then inside Diamond Frequency, we're going, okay, well, let's really claim it and let's really hold it and let's understand more about the business energetics. And then let's get a plan in place. Let's execute on this incredible, juicy Diamond Frequency, okay? Isn't that the best? I'm just so excited for this. I love how they're married together. I love the way these work together, MMM and Diamond Frequency. It's going to be a powerful, powerful 2023, you guys. I cannot wait to see you inside. So details are below this in the show notes. If you're watching this on YouTube, like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. And let me know in the comments below what you're most excited about. What moved you in today's episode? I'd love to hear. Thank you guys so much for being here. Mwah! I love you, and I'll see you next week.